Hello everybody, November 9th, 2024. Time has come to cover this giant. I'm going to try to make the video a little shorter because I can't do it all. It'd be such a long video, so I'm going to do it in little bits. But today's the day, so first things first, you can see it's about 15 feet tall. You can see it up against this 8-foot step ladder. So to start with, I cut this front here, I cut it off. It was dead. It was actually underneath the banana growing. And you can see I'm going to have to cut the bananas down. They're starting to grow again. But it was underneath the banana leaves with a bird nest on it this summer. So I cut that off. I don't think I'll cut any more off. Even though I probably could. This one's starting to go the other way. So, we'll see. I may wait till spring. So anyways, in my arsenal is the step ladder, obviously. I use the leftover string from my hay bales, which I live on a farm, so it comes easy. That's what I use to tie the palm up. You'll see that here in a little bit. Last year was the first year I used a frame on the inside. So you can see I got the 4 frames here. I left them almost all together over winter, stored them in my shed. So you can see how I did them. I just took 2x4s, and where I needed to splice them together, I just did it like this. Just screwed them together, and so as it grows, I can just keep adding up and up just like that. So that's that one. I make the frame 2 foot square. So whenever you'll see it, whenever I build it, it'll be 2 foot square. And the reason I do that is so whenever you get insulation board, you can cut it 4 feet wide, cut it in half. So it works out well. You don't have to do a whole lot of cutting. So that's that. Those are the panels. And like I said, you can just keep cutting and adding as it grows. So it's working out well. The lid for the top is like this. It's insulation board. And it'll fit down over the 2 foot square on top. And like I said, I left this together over winter, so I can just sit it on top. And then I do screw it to the frame so it don't blow off. Maybe a little mulch for around the outside of it. I'm not sure it's really needed, but I do. Extension cord. I use the Liquid 7, the fungicide, and this is the thermocube I use. I've only ever had one time where it malfunctioned on me, and it was in a vortex. It got super cold, and I ended up having to trunk cut the palm out front. And I'll show that later. But this is what I use. It seems to work pretty good. I haven't had too much trouble, just that one time, like I said. So there's those. The screws for the insulation, I saved them, and I use a washer. That way it bites into the insulation a little bit better. These are probably 3-inch screws. I think they are 3-inch screws. Yep, 3-inch screws with the washers. Just save them from year to year. Works out good. I add 1 or 2 chunks of mouse poison. Not sure why that's in there. I've had mice eat my bananas off one year, and I've had them eat off a needle palm. So I just put it in there just to be extra precautious. So like I said, I'm going to do it in bits, so the video is a little shorter. So here it goes. Okay, we're up in the middle of the tree now. can see, last year I started tying it from the top down. That makes it way easier. Instead of trying to pull all them fronds up at the same time, I start at the top and work my way down. Starting to get massive up here. But anyways, now I tie it tight because I want this thing to fit within a 2-foot square, because that box is 2 foot square. So that's what I'm shooting for. So it's going to be packed, but keep her tight. Okay. You can see I'm just working my way down. I'm almost halfway now. But see how tight I get them? I bend them almost up flat. And I hope everybody knows how deadly these things are. They may not look sharp, but they are. If you look really close, see them right there? Yeah, they cut you, and they hurt, and they're sharp. So keep that in mind too. See if I can zoom in on them. See how sharp they are? You can see my finger? They're sharp. So keep that in mind when you're doing this whenever they're bigger, because even the small ones have them, but these ones are getting kind of nasty. Okay, I got that monster all tied up. Cut to look like I was in a sword fight, but I'm okay. So here we are, all tied up. And then once I put the string, the lights on it, that'll kind of pull in those fronds a little more. So we'll see. It did not grow that much this year. Maybe a foot, maybe a foot and a half. That's it. A couple years it grew 2 feet. So, okay, we'll put the lights on next. Okay, you can see how I'm doing it. I'm wrapping it real tight. I start at the bottom and I go up. And as I get towards all those fronds, I kind of bear hug it as I put the lights around and just squeeze it tight. So we'll keep on going. Okay, I got all the lights on. Ended up 1,200 lights on that thing. So you can see how tight I tied it. Pretty tight, but I want to keep it in that box. So next step is the frame. So I'll show you that next. In the end of this, I will leave a few of those lights sticking out of the box. That way, if the cube doesn't happen to be working in the middle of the night, I can look out there and I'll see the lights either on or off outside the box, and then I'll know. And that helps me watch it kick on too. So then I know it's working. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're starting the frame now. As you can see, it's a little taller than it was last year, but not by much. I'm going to try to bend the tip down and just stick it in there, but we'll see. But here we are, working at the frame, making it 2 foot square. So we'll keep going and I'll keep updating. Okay, we got the frame done. You can see how I did it. See how it's 2 foot square? So 2 foot from here to here, and then 2 foot from here to here. And then those insulation boards will work out. See how I boxed that in there around the trunk so it does not move. See, I'm wiggling in it and it's not going nowhere. I got it around the trunk there. If I think it needs more, I can put more on it, but I don't think it needs it. You can see up there it's even wedged in between the fronds. So I think we're good. Key is just to get it level. Then the lid will fit on top and sit level. It'll get screwed down too. So okay, next step is put the insulation board on. I am gonna put mouse poison in there, and it's already been sprayed for bugs. So I used the 7 and the fungicide. So we'll do the insulation board next. But that's the frame. Okay, here's how the insulation board's coming. Coming pretty good. See how I just have to piece it? That's a 4/8-foot sheet cut in half. And then on the back side I'm working, you can see I'm just piecing it right up the side. It actually works out really well. So there's how we're coming. Okay, we're still working on this. I'm gonna have to add to the top. The top won't go down over, so I'm gonna have to add to that. So that'll be my next step. We're getting there. Okay, everybody. We finally got it 99% done. What you don't see is it took half a day to do, but you can see I had to add about an extra foot up there. So I'll cut some insulation board down to fit into that, and it'll be all tucked away. So you can see the finished product. See, there's the corner. I use washers and 3-inch screws to screw it down. A little different color back here, but it don't matter. Missing one right there. But that's how I put mine together. It's solid. It ain't blowing that thing over. It's all wedged up in between the boards and the trunk. So there it is. Windmill Palm, Western PA. November 9th, I believe. 2024. Just about all packed up. And the other ones I'm going to have to be doing are this one over here. And then one out front about the same size. So that's going to be my project for the rest of the day. But I can't think of anything else to say. It seems to work pretty good. This system's worked. It worked last year, and then this year it looks good. Everything's prefab, and just like I said, you just have to add on to it as it grows. So that seems to work out pretty well for me. I tried shoving it down in the top up there, shoving the top of the palm down in to fit. It was just too much top. I couldn't fold it over too much. It was too big. So that's fine. I'll cut some insulation and fit it. So there you have it. Western PA, Zone 6, 6B. Winter protection on my windmill palm. We'll see you in the spring. Thanks for watching.